What do you mean by something may?
I don't know. I was approached, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, but a minute ago I asked you if you guys were approached by anybody trying to stop you from shoplifting. You said no.
No.
What you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you?
We got a call of shoplifters at one of our stores here. The shoplifters had left the store and loss prevention had approached them. They would not stop. They entered into a vehicle.
We ran the license plate while we were on the way. Basically realized the address it came back to, that it was registered to, was going to cross by the area, the direction that we were going to get there.
So as we were coming up to the intersection, right as we turned, we actually see the vehicle.
Put your hands up on the steering wheel for me. Is your car in park?
Yeah.
Okay.
Neutral.
Okay, do me a favor, turn the car off for me.
All right.
Hand me your keys.
Okay. What's this
Where are you
about?
coming from?
The store.
Okay, what store?
It's okay down the road.
Okay, do you think it's a coincidence that I'm stopping you?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have your driver's license on you? Registration,
Yeah.
insurance?
That particular store has excellent surveillance cameras. They have a really high threshold for what they need to see persons do before they attempt to stop them from shoplifting and all that stuff. It was pretty funny. I mean, his clothing, you can see the logos on the t-shirt, everything matched exactly what they were talking about.
My girl story that I spoke to, little by little, as I kept talking to her more and more, started coming out a little bit more that she had been selecting items, throwing them in the cart. Just kind of started making more sense that she actually was more involved than what she let on when we first stopped her.
Look, I went in, I grabbed my stuff. I thought he had the stuff that we were paying separate bills. I thought he had it. I threw it in the cart. We walked out. They stopped us, and I kept going because I didn't know what was going on. I paid for my stuff, and I left it. I have the receipt. I showed you the receipt.
Right, okay.
And I saw him coming out the door, too. I threw my bags in the cart, and we walked out the door.
Okay,
I
what
had
was he
my
carrying?
bags. I don't know. He had a basket and some stuff in the basket.
Oh, he did?
But, yeah.
Not
But-
bagged or bagged?
I don't know. I didn't even pay attention because I was so shaken up from falling.
Okay.
My butt hurt. I was shaking. I was nervous. And so I threw my stuff in the basket, and I walked out. And then next thing I know, somebody was walking out saying, excuse me. And me and the girl with the long hair just kept walking because I didn't know what was up.
They were supposed to be going to the lake, if I remember correctly. So some of the items were floaties for kids, some towels. She said something about a basket, like a clothes hamper or basket. And that was all I knew of from her side of possibly being in the cart. Because the guy let go of the cart, they didn't actually take anything all the way outside of the store.
He was still in denial. I mean, he was in denial from the very beginning, and we kind of confronted him about it. It turned into, hey, I wasn't the one that took it. I can't account for what the other person did. Even though it was clear from the footage, they went in there and it was orchestrated and known by everyone what they were doing, and they tried to leave together.
I thought it was already paid for because we walked away in the garden section.
They've got cameras, and I was just over there at the store. I watched you through almost the entire time you were inside that store, okay?
Right.
Never once did any of that stuff that you guys put inside that basket, inside your shopping basket, ever get put on a checkout counter.
No,
you pushed the shopping cart past all those cash registers, and she met up with you, and then you guys walked out the door.
Yeah, I didn't grab it. I thought she'd already paid for it.
Typically, people make a system out of it, and then they know there's a time delay to call police, get police there. They know a lot of companies won't direct their loss prevention personnel. They're not going to physically stop them. They're not going to usually go in a fight with them, things like that. So they know they can walk past and try to get out of there. And they also know if they leave the merchandise, there's less chance they're going to get chased or anything like that, or less chance that they'll call police since they've recovered, the assets that they're there to protect. When we asked him where he was coming from, the gas station, he told us we'd actually watched him come from past that gas station and drive past it. So his initial answer of telling me he came from that gas station made no sense. You can tell from that point forward he's lying because he's not wanting to put himself there. Based on what I tell him, I know his story slowly changes, but he still tries minimizing responsibility, thinking he can get out of a trip to jail for it.